coffee is disgusting. Hello you guys, what is up? This video is so long in the making. Is that even how you would say that? This video's been taking me a long time to actually film. I have been wanting to film a plant tour video basically ever since I started collecting plants, and it has been quite a bit. Like, the type of videos I actually really like to watch take the longest for me to actually sit down and film, because I just feel like they have to be perfect, they have to be this, they have to be that. This is gonna be a little disclaimer before the actual plant tour starts. If you are not interested in this at all, I know disclaimers are kind of boring, kind of annoying. Just go ahead and skip ahead till you start seeing plants instead of my face. For those of you that want to stick around and care, I do have a couple of like disclaimers about my plants and my plant collection. Number one is going to be, I am your average human being that struggles with mental health, and there's lots of days where I can't even take care of myself, let alone take care of all my plants. And I think that's really something, I feel like nobody really talks about this in the plant community, and I think it should be talked about, because this is kind of something that I felt like distanced me from the plant community or being able to be a plant mom or whatever. More specifically, this past winter, I got just in a really big rut and I wasn't taking care of myself, and definitely was not taking care of my plants, so a lot of them suffered for that. And a lot of my plants have different like signs of stress from that time. So just putting that out there, I'm not the perfect plant mom. I do go through periods of neglect with my plants, and I think that's a normal thing, and I think we should be talking about that more, because I really want to be a plant mom, do you know what I mean? And I think that sometimes when I go through those times, it's a little bit discouraging to think, well, maybe if I'm going to be having, you know, these little episodes and my plants aren't going to be thriving during those times, like maybe I'm not fit to be a plant mom, but I totally can be. I don't know, hopefully that made sense. Basically, my plants have signs of neglect from last winter, and it's also watering day and like plant care day. So a lot of my plants do be looking like they need a solid drink. Just FYI before we get into there, I know that I should have filmed this a day after watering day so that they look all lively and happy and just at their best, but I've been putting this video off for far too long, and I just need to get it out there for my mental health, my well-being. Also, I recently moved. I wanted to film this video since before when I was in the last house, but that didn't happen, and now I recently moved. A lot of my plants aren't in the places they want exactly. That's another reason why this has just been taking me a while, because you feel like you want to find the perfect place for your plant, if that makes sense. But they're all kind of just set up right now so that they can survive, like get the right amount of light and everything. I am still working on the whole setup of them, because right now they are kind of like bunched together and like a little claustrophobic, but I am still working on the setup. Everything's not set in stone, everything is just kind of set. Yeah, anyways, let's get into this. Longest intro ever. So this is like my living room area slash office area. So I think I'm just gonna start here. This is definitely like the most planty room. This room has the majority of my plants. So how about let's just start from here. This first plant actually is not even mine. His name is Julian. He's my boyfriend's money tree. I'm sorry, everything is a mess right now. I'm actually like melting holes in this bottle to use it for a leca. But anyways, so this is my boyfriend's money tree. You might not be able to tell on camera, but he's quite big. He's actually taller than me. But yeah, he's a lovely man. Then up here I have a ivy. I don't know. Come on. I don't know if this is called, wow, it is so dark. Like English ivy or what, needlepoint ivy, I'm not really sure. But I've got some ivy here. He's actually pretty long. He's just kind of like situated kind of weird right now. I need to take him down to water him soon. Oh, wow, it is so dark. Then down here I have a syngonium. I think this is a white butterfly syngonium, but I'm not 100% sure. And then under him I have some cuttings. They're all just Tradescantia cuttings, just propagating. And then there's my Hoya obovata cutting from my mom's plant that I took a long time ago, and it has done almost nothing, but it almost looks like it's gonna pop out something there, like a new stem or something. So now you're starting to see what I meant about plants are kind of like crammed in at the moment. Here I have a Ficus altissima yellow gem. She's a pretty girl. I really do love her. She's got some beautiful leaves. Over here I have a little spiky aloe fella. And then here I have my like dwarf Meyer lemon tree. It actually produced a tiny itty bitty teeny weeny lemon this year. So that was exciting. But it was like this big. And then I have, everyone just needs some water right now. This is a variegated Hoya Hindu rope. It is kind of hard to go in and see the variegation parts, but there she is. He's a slow acting fella, there we go. But these actually look like some new leaves here, so he's actually doing something. It's just doesn't look like it. Here I have a variegated string of hearts. This is a Peperomia frost. He had a fungus thing when I got him, and so he hasn't been doing the best, and also he did get neglected in my move, so he's definitely one that has been dealing with that. So okay, I don't know whether to go. I'll finish up with the hanging one. So right next to my ivy here is a variegated aluminum plant. And holy crap, he's so droopy, he needs water, but he's a pretty man. Look at his little variegated leaves. He's got half moon leaves, all that jazz, very cute, just needs water. And then here is a Hoya, Australis. Hopefully it gets light enough in there so you can see it, but here he is. He also needs a drink. He's getting some weak leaves there. I have a Hoya Crinkle 8. Pretty man. My plant leaves also need dusted pretty bad. And then here is my philodendron micans. He has really been digging the diffused light and the humidity. The more humidity I give, I find the more like velvety his leaves get. So yes. Okay, and then hopping down to this shelf here, the humidifier's on, so that's gonna be, this is a type of prayer plant. I'm not actually 100% sure the name. If you know the name, leave it down below. I do not remember it, but he's a pretty fella. It's hard to see him right now because of the humidifier, but okay. And then here I actually have, this is a green Maranta, but it's not, like I have a different green Maranta too. I'm not exactly sure what this variety is called. But he actually was a whole ass plant, but he kind of died back a bit. And I had cuttings, and he's grown a lot of his new growth. Like he was only a few of these larger leaves, and he's grown all these guys up there since, and he's just kind of been living in this water. I have no plans to repot him. He's just kind of chilling, so, and he fits perfectly in that little fella. Gotta move this. Okay, and then I have a rattlesnake Calathea, which I have had for a while, and he's never really been doing great. He did have something at the store when I first picked him up, like some like weird red spots, which has since like gotten better, but he has been like kind of struggling a little bit. But I think since I moved and since I've been able to take better care of my plants, he's been popping out some more happy leaves. So yes. Here is a butterwort. She's in this just dome to keep up her humidity and keep her nice and happy. So she's a carnivorous plant, and her leaves, she actually catches bugs on them. You can kind of see some like fungus gnats in there, which is, I really enjoy her for fungus gnats. Like if you have fungus gnats in your house, as lots of people with houseplants do, butterworts are really nice for them because the gnats are attracted to something on the leaves and they just get stuck there and eat it. This gal has actually grown a lot for me. Her like tendrils, her leaves used to be a lot smaller. She has since popped out all these larger ones, and she has given me so many blooms, and the blooms actually don't last very long, so she's just been popping out bloom after bloom. So I know she's happy, and all these new leaves she's popping out right here. It's cool, so you could like kind of grows up like a bird's nest fern and then like lays down. I don't know. I like her. She's cool. She's fun. I totally forgot this plant that was hanging here. So this is my pitcher plant, my other carnivorous plant. He needs his leaves wiped down. He needs the water. But yeah, that's him. He doesn't have any active pitchers at the moment. Like he's working on producing some, but I actually didn't get him too long ago, and I ended up chopping off all his old ones because they were kind of sad and crispy from the shop I got him at. And so we're just gonna start new. And yeah, right here is kind of sad, but I think anyone who's had a maiden fern can relate. Maidenhair fern. Maidenhair ferns get crispy and upset so fast after the first time you like forget to water it for like 20 minutes. But this is a very good maidenhair fern. You can see, hopefully you can see like some of the white bits in there. maybe better down there. But yeah, she is variegated, and she's coming back. You know, maidenhair ferns can die away completely and then they'll somehow come back. At least for me, that's what's happened. Here's my Calathea orbifolia, enjoying the humidifier. She's been doing really good since I brought her home too, and popping out quite a few new leaves as well, which has been awesome. This guy, my little hooks have been falling down. Here's my Hoya carrii. This is just the regular green version, not variegated or anything, but he's cute. His little heart-shaped leaves are cute, and they're thick boys. Here's my Monstera and Adansonii. This is the wide leaf form. This plant's kind of cool. I don't know if a lot of people talk about this, but the more humidity they get, the more like they get like a velvety tint to the leaves instead of just being like the plain green. Like they look almost, I don't know if you can tell, but they look a little bit velvety, which I like. I think that's interesting. That's not something I really knew about this plant. But yeah, he's grown quite a bit over here. Kind of need a, yeah. Here is a Marble Queen Pothos I have here. We went through it that winter. I was talking about it at the beginning of this video. We went through it, but we are through it now and doing good. So yeah, she's a cutie. I think I'm just gonna head down these shelves. Here is a purple waffle plant. Hopefully you can see that okay. I know this is a very like widely available plant. Like you can, most of the times Lowe's always has this plant, but I just think compared to like other plants' leaves, it is so unique. Like look at all those little waffles, and it's got this dark rich green on top and this dark like intense purple on the bottom. Like I think it's just a beautiful plant, and I really do like the crinkles. It's also a very easy care house plant, a very easy care and low light tolerating house plant. So I don't know, I think people should talk about him more. I don't know why they don't. I think he's kind of interesting. He reminds me of like my Aunt Kim's house. I think she had lots of colors like this in there, and it just, I don't know, it reminds me of her and her house and good times. So here I need to cut dead leaves off my plants, you guys. I am just, oof. This guy needs repotted really bad and obviously needs watered really bad. This is my green Maranta. I don't remember what the other one is called, but anyways, this is the green Maranta with like the dark green and the neon leaf green fellows, which you can't really see right now because he's so curled and upset spaghetti, but I need to get him watered and also into some other type of pot. Behind there I have one of my little baby doll heads with another spiny aloe. This is my first Hoya pubicalyx. Look how big and like wide his leaves are getting. I think it's just great. Like some of his leaves almost look like Hoya carnosa, not quite, but like almost, kind of giving those vibes. He's also very splashy up here. He's a pretty man. and he also grows like crazy, always putting out these new tendrils. Don't cut them off though, because like they push these out first and then they start adding leaves. So yes. Here I have a Hoya Crimson Princess. This is a victim of the neglect I was talking about at the beginning of the video, but she's coming back. She's alright. Hoya are strong bitches, you guys. I can basically neglect. This guy basically thrives under neglect, the Hoya pubicalis. Like, I won't water him for 2 months and he's still somehow popping out new growth, acting like nothing's, like everything's okay, you know? Like, he can really put a face on. So, down here I have a spring cactus. I actually only have the spring cactus variety. I really want, the autumn cactus or the Thanksgiving cactus at some point, but there's my spring fella. This one, everyone always sees and is like, oh my god, I don't think he's supposed to be doing that, which like down here, like, yeah, he is sad, but it's a dog's tail cactus. He is like a trailing, laying down type cactus. But all these little babies he's putting out, I think is so gross. What the heck? So cute. Oh my god. He does have some sad bits, some signs of neglect as well. In here I just have some spider babies. I actually just repotted them like a week or so ago, and they grow. I totally underestimate how fast these guys grow until I actually put them in soil. But yeah. I actually just got this grow light and another one in a different room, and I just put them up today. So I think I'm also going to put other plants here, because right now I have, you know, without this light it's a little darker there. Actually it's a lot easier for you to see. Anyways, so I want to be able to put some more here when I like spread out my plants. Okay, now moving to my desk area. I am out of breath, you guys. Whew. So I already talked to you guys about this prayer plant fella, Calathea man, I don't know. And here's my humidifier. It is the Leviot humidifier, which I do like. It is really good at keeping things humid, and I do like it's like showing you the percent of humidity it's at. I don't know if I would 100% recommend it though. I have had some issues with it. I don't know. I like it. Anyways, you can also do warm mist with him, and I do really like that as well. So alright, anyways, here is a sunset maidenhair fern. And so it looks like these brown bits are like dying leaves, but that's actually the sunset part of it. The like new growth it puts out is this like sunsetty color in here, and then it fades to this like deeper green. And the leaves on this maidenhair fern, like the growth pattern, I just think, hopefully I'll focus. I just think it's pretty interesting. I think he's fun. I like him. I like the contrast of his really dark tendrils, stems, I don't know. Okay, here is, I love how this guy grows. He just has such like a funky shape, such a funky pattern, such a funky growth pattern. He's a lemon button leaf fern, lemon button leaf fern, I think. Yeah, I think he's fun. I really like the way he grows. By the way, this is a grow light. Well, actually, it's a sun lamp that I get for my like seasonal depression, but my plants have since taken it over. So yeah, my plants do like it. It's nice. Alright, here is a recent fella actually. It's a medallion Calathea. It's a little rescue from Lowe's. He was like on the clearance rack, and I was ready to have another medallion Calathea. He was quite a bit crispy from being on that rack, but he's putting on new growth, and I think he's gonna be fine. Fine and dandy. Here I have a silver satin pothos, or Syndapisis pictus. He's just kind of growing here. I need to cut off dead leaves, but he actually just fits. this wicker thing, he fits perfect in these top like circles, and then I just have like another spider plant baby here, but I'll probably put a different plant there. That was just the one I had near me at the time. Probably another vining plant, but yes. Here I have a grow light just hanging here as well that I turn on during the day. So my desk gets more light, and also my plants can benefit from it. Milky Way cast iron plant. He actually got some crispy bits because he was just getting too much sun, so I chopped them off. But he's since been putting out happier growth here. I actually recently moved this grow light here, so I'm gonna have to make sure that's not, because this used to be a really dark corner, but since that grow light's now here, I have to make sure he's still gonna be fine with that amount of light, and that it's not gonna be too much. But I love him. I love his leaves. They're so fun and happy. All the little speckles. Okay, here is one of my Dracaena that had a sad story. I put them outside in the summer because I was repotting them, and they stayed out there for a few days. They got really bad sunburn, so there's lots of crispy ends that I had cut off, and you can see like effects from sunburn here, but leaves higher up that are newly coming out are looking happy. So I have two Dracaena that they both dealt with that at the same time, but they're coming back. They're coming back. This is my baby Monstera deliciosa. But he is quickly growing. I actually recently repotted him because he was a smaller pot, and it was just hard to keep up with watering. So he has since been quite happy me moving him to a larger pot, and I'm excited for him to grow more. These plants are just so easy to care for, but also just so beautiful and huge leaved. I really like large leaved plants, and these are just very large leaved plants. Delicious. Here's a black coral snake plant. I don't know if this is the bird's nest variety. He needs some TLC. I don't know if this is the snake plant variety, bird's nest variety or not. I think so because of the way it's growing, but yes. Here's a little succulent. I don't remember the exact variety name for this guy, but he's so hairy and neat. Like, he looks like he's got a bunch of just like morning dew on him. I don't know. I think he's beautiful. So he's probably gonna need more light, but like I said, like, I'm still working on getting all my plants situated. Here I have a coleus. I don't know if this is a sun coleus or a sunshine coleus. I'm not sure, but she's really pretty. And she's got some thick stalks in there. Like, I think she's gonna like turn into a tree, and I think that's pretty cool. So there's that fella. Here I have a little cactus. They actually have these at Lowe's right now. They're in the like Halloween succulent collection, and I think they're so cute. So he has found it into my home. This is a moonstone succulent. I think this is the pink moonstones. I do have a blue moonstones, and this is definitely like quite a bit. This is quite a bit more pink than my blue one, so I think this is the pink moonstones, but it's also kind of hard to see right here because it's like kind of washed out. I don't know. Hopefully you can see it, but he does have like a lot more pink than my blue moonstone. This is just a piece of snake plant propagating from my other snake plant. I have some other propagations here. This is cobweb spiderwort, Tradescantia. Wow, it is really hard to see. Yeah, and then I have this. I don't think this guy is gonna make it. This is a variegated rubber tree cutting. And I have some Tradescantia Nanook. These are all rooting. I have Fiddly Fig that I don't think is gonna make it, as well as Marble Queen Pothos there. Moving over here, so we have the Marble Queen Pothos cutting. I have this Euphorbia, like grafted Euphorbia, which I can never really tell if he's doing much. Like, I think the pink is new growth, but that might also not mean anything. But like, I want to think that's new growth. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I also have some air plants in here as well. One over here and one there. This was that little orange guy right there with the face. Let me try and... This is also part of the Lowe's. Like, he had an air plant in his head. He's actually sitting, the air plant's sitting up there. But anyways, Halloween and plants, they get me every time. So let's start on this. This is something that needs to be reorganized. I have like a bunch of my plant fertilizers and tools here, and then just plants on top, but I want to definitely organize it better. It's not very well thought out. But anyways, so these are all plants that aren't really going to stay here. This is a Pilea peperomoides. Getting some babies growing on in there. Here's a coffee plant. He's happy. I've actually had a coffee plant before and totally killed it, but so far he is still alive. So here I have some more little grafted cacti, grafted moon cacti. I think they're real cute in this pot together. I love them. They're so colorful and happy, and look at those colorful, happy little babies. So cute. Here's my rabbit's ear opuntia, or opuntia snow. I'm not sure which one, but yeah. He's just living his best. I've been getting into cactus lately because they're just plants that live on neglect, you know what I mean? This here, my mom got it for me, and it's a candy corn vine, a really sad one right now. There have been a few, she's a drama queen. There have been quite a few times where I haven't gotten to him fast enough with the watering, and his leaves have just completely crisped, but he always ends up popping out more growth. Like, he never actually dies. He just crisps up all his leaves and loses them. So I'm just trying to keep better watch on him so he can grow some okay looking vines. Here is another sad story. This is my propagation box. I don't want you to look back and be like, oh my god, like that's a bad idea, I should not do the propagation box worked perfectly. The only issue was once all my plants were ready to transfer, I was in like a rut and I didn't want to do anything. And so my plants suffered, and especially when I was moving, they were the ones that got like the most neglected, and so they basically were all just like left to die for a while. But they're coming back, you know, he's popping out this happy leaf. I finally got to repotting the like surviving ones, which I mean, I guess that's okay because I don't really have space for all those plants anyways, but anymore. But yeah, he's been popping out new leaves since actually repotting him and taking care of him. So I have hope. And all his other two stems also feel like they're about to pop out a leaf as well. So pretty soon you won't even be able to tell that he looks the way he does. And then behind him I have this green euphorbia fella. Just kind of chilling like he always do be doing. Up here I have I don't know if this is called a grapevine ivy or what. I don't really remember the name. He's huge though. Lots of bits I did have hooked up, but the hooks fell down, so I need to redo that, but he does vine quite a bit. I love him. He is so I love ivy. I know lots of people that is not their jam at all, but I do really like it and how fast it grows. So my camera just died, so I had to take a break and charge my camera for a bit. But moving on, I think this is where we were at. This is my string of hearts. You can see it. He in there just kind of chilling, and then this is actually macrame hanger, and it like holds two plants that I made. And then this is my silver pink pubicalix, Hoya pubicalix. So I think, other than here's my fiddle leaf fig, just kind of chilling, doing his thing. Probably needs some water, just like absolutely everybody else, but fiddle leaf figs are just so beautiful. How huge their leaves are. Then over here I have is this a lickety split philodendron? I don't know, but I've had him for a while. He do just kind of be chilling. This is also definitely one that can take a lot of neglect. He's a very easy care plant, so yep. Okay. Then here is my other Dracaena that I was talking about that also got the sunburn. You can totally tell. He has a lot of bits that like I had to clip off. Lots of times I won't clip off browning leaves. Like I'll just, you know, like browning tips, but it was pretty intense. He got really badly sunburned, but he's a very pretty man and I love his stalks. Like how the white runs through it as well. I just think he's a very pretty plant. So I forgot, and then I also just have a little aloe over here in the kitchen. That's a piece from my mom's plant. Then can you tell I've been moving in? Coming into the bedroom here, I have these apple boxes that I have my clothes in, but can you tell it's watering day? The peace lily's sad. Crazy. So this guy, since the move, has been putting out some, you know, like losing some leaves. He fell out of his pot, and then it took me forever to actually like fix him and repot him from the move and having time for that and all that. So he does have, he's got a little sad man, little man left behind here. But here's my peace lily that obviously needs watered. It is watering day. Here's another Monstera of mine. I need to make some moss poles or get some moss poles big enough for my Monstera because like I'm half-assing it with like a big old kebab stick thing here. So yeah. And then here is my Aquaponics, which I have a video of me setting it up, goldfish, of me setting it up on my channel. I have my Monstera here, which he has been doing so good. All those roots are new, like he put all those out since being here and he's just gonna live in here. Here's a new leaf, which is like such a shapely leaf. Like what? Perfection, right? That's crazy. And then this new leaf too, which is also very beautiful. Then I also have some Syngonium here, Marble Queen Pothos. My Syngonium really like it in this setup because one, they're never without water. Sometimes I found it hard to keep these guys watered. There's actually a confetti Syngonium in here, and I don't know if you can see that pink, and I think white butterfly, but yeah, they've been happy here, always putting out new growth and all that jazz. So yeah. And then here I have a Dieffenbachia, which do be needing some water. But do you know what variety of Dieffenbachia this is? Because the leaves are just, I don't know, they're so pretty. They're just, I don't see a lot like this, I guess. And I definitely don't know like the variety name. So if you know, please leave it down below. Alright, coming up here to this window, which this is a west facing window. Then I forgot to say I have the living room ones were east and north, so I don't really get any south facing light, which sucks, but it is what it is. So here's a mandarin plant, which is actually like, I'm pretty sure in the same family as spider plant, but like it doesn't put out spider plant babies. But he has lots of like new leaves coming in and he's happy. He's so beautiful. That orange is just crazy. And here I actually have two of these plants, but I don't know what the name is. So also if you know the name for him, please let me know in the comments below. But he gets, when he's getting a lot of light, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. When he's getting a lot of light, his leaves turn more purpley, and when he's getting less, they are green. But he's fun. They turn very like woody and like tree-like. Then here is a gold dust Dracaena, I think is what it's called, which is such, in my opinion, an underrated plant. I feel like I say that with a lot of plants. I guess I just love plants, but just how like the old growth has the white speckling and then the newer growth is more yellow, and it's just like such an easy care plant, and I think it's beautiful. Like those leaves, the yellow and the white, are you kidding me? I don't know why, I just love this plant so much, and I hardly hear anybody talking about him, but he's a good plant. He's a quality planteroni. Then right next to him I have a little cordyline, I believe it's called. I think she's very pretty. I wanted to see, she's actually been putting out so many new leaves since being here, and she just seems very happy, which I was worried about. I always see these cordylines in bigger pots like at Lowe's or Home Depot, but I'm too nervous to get a big plant because I feel like, I don't know why, but I heard this plant needs a lot of light. Maybe that's not the case, and I just thought I wouldn't be able to give it that. And they always look sad in the big box store, so I think that they're like harder to take care of, but I don't know if that's the case because like she's been doing just fine here. So I kind of, when I found this gal in a smaller pot, I wanted to try her out. So I have some terrariums here. Hopefully you can see. Like there's a Paeonia, watermelon Paeonia. I don't know if I'm saying that right. In there, Hoya, fern. Quite a few different fellas living in there, as well as, I think I just smudged my lens, as well as this one here. I have like some Marantid prayer plant in there, you can't really see. Some different mosses, Hoya, all that fun jazz. Then I have this ficus rubber tree, and I don't know if this is the Taniki or the strawberries and cream. Definitely not the ruby because it does not have that much pink. But the pink does stick around for just like a little bit longer than I feel like other Taniki do. So maybe this is strawberry cream, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's just your regular old Taniki. But yes, here's a Plectrocanthus. I keep the tag in there because I always forget what it is. He needs water. This is also, it's a type of ivy. Is it Asian ivy? Swedish ivy, maybe Swedish, I don't know. But anyways, he's pretty. He's got purple undersides to his leaves. Here's a plant that I don't remember the name of, but he's a member of the like Asian African violets plants. Like he's in the same family, I guess. So always putting out big purple blooms. Here's a Ripsalis. If it'll give me some light here. I don't remember the name of this Ripsalis, but here he is. I made all these hangers, by the way, and my hands were cramping afterwards. And this fuzzy yarn is like the best thing to make hangers out of, just for the experience of making them, because it is so soft and it is just, it's a great time for your hands. Anyways, that was a weird tangent. Here's this is one of those like cactus fellas that makes those like lifesaver blooms. So yeah, I don't know the exact name, but that's what he is. Then I have an Opuntia there. Opuntia are the absolute devil, you guys. They're little pokies. You guys, when I first ever got into plants and I did not know about them at all, I sure enough did not know that their pokies were still pokies, and I was touching them and I'm like, oh my god, it's like a soft cactus. But no, like 15 minutes later I realized all the little spines that were on my fingers, the devil. And then here's a string of watermelons chilling up there, kind of sad string of watermelons. Here I have some plants that I'm like trying to figure out where I want to put them. But I have this little succulent Haworthia. Maybe it's not a Haworthia. You're not going to be able to see, but this particular one always catches my eyes because if you ever see one of these, just look at it in person, like up close, and it looks like almost sparkly, like, I don't know. The camera's not going to pick it up, but just, you're going to have to look at one of these in person because, I don't know. they hit different. And then I have a Homalomena Emerald Gem and another Monstera. Then over here I have, which I just realized I completely forgot to share my hanging plants in the other room on the second window, so I'm gonna have to go back. But here is, I believe it's a type of Tridescantia. I mean, doesn't it look like that? Obviously not the Nanook, because it's got way too like little of leaves, but it has the white and purple in there. But it was labeled as basket grass, so question mark if you know the name of it. I have two of them though. It came in a really large pot and I ended up separating it, so like I didn't have space for that big of a pot. So yes, it's separated into two. Here is my Philodendron Birkins. Very pretty fella, putting out a new leaf. Here's a Sansevieria Moonshine, just living his best. And then, sorry, there's somebody outside the window. I just realized that they were sitting in their car and they were looking up at me. Oh dear Lord Almighty. Anyways, here is Golden Pothos. He needs to be repotted really bad. He's pretty root bound. So yeah, he needs repotted, but he's just vining down this large bookshelf and I think he's quite cute. Right next to him I have a Fatsia japonica, which needs some woad, but they do produce some big pretty leaves as well. And I like the dark, rich, delicious green color. So I'm gonna go back here to the window I skipped. These hanging up guys, I skipped these three here. So here's my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. He's been growing a lot. He's a really fast grower. These unhappy leaves were his first few. I actually got him at the grocery store for like $7. But yeah, he's been growing real fast and he's healthy and happy now. So here is a Hoya rotundiflora, Hoya rotunda, something like that. I don't know. It's also like the frog's toes Hoya or whatever. There he is. And then here's another one of those basket grasses from the other room, just chilling like a villain. So now we can move on. Okay, this is the room that definitely needs the most setting up and the most help at the moment. My grow lights, this was the other one that I just put in today. It has kind of a pink hue, so should I turn it off for this? I think I will leave it on. Sorry, if you want it off for my next video, I'll turn it off for you guys. Let's start over here. I have this big Dracaena. I think that's what it is at least. But his leaves are just, even if he looks like a healthy plant, he just looks good. Like this dark green color, his glossy leaves. I love him. I think he's beautiful. He's so full. And this plant can take so much neglect, you guys. When I was moving, this plant was in the back of my car for several weeks without water or like adequate light. And he was definitely like getting very overheated in there, and he's still alive. So if you need a plant that can take a lot of neglect, this is your fella. I don't know exactly the type of Dracaena this is, but he's your fella. So there's also a lemon lime version of this that I want to get at some point, which is just like a more neon green color, but yes. Here is my ZZ plant that mostly puts out growth in the winter, so he's just chilling now. Here I have a jade pothos, which is like kind of hidden from the spider plant, but he chilling too. He's got some really big leaves for a pothos. Like this leaf is the size of my hand. It's hard to see that, and he's got some other ones up here that are covered, but pothos are just amazing. I always come back to pothos, you guys. Love it. Here's a big spider plant. It's hard to tell on camera, but he's very big. and he's got babies coming, so that's lovely. He definitely has some yellow leaves I need to cut off. Spider plants are just one of those plants I'm not the best at. I feel like, I don't know, I'm just not good with spider plants, but he's got babies coming and I'm quite excited for that. And he's big and beautiful, and look at these. I just think the stripes, I think they are so cute. So next to him, I have a big pot of Philodendron Brazil that desperately needs to be watered. Look at all those babies back there. Oh my god. But anyways, yep. Here is a neon pothos. I have a couple. Should I turn those lights off? I'm so sorry if you guys would rather have them off and I'm leaving them on. But here's a neon pothos. He's just, you know, chilling like a villain. He's actually grown quite a bit too. Here is another aloe, a Pilea peperomoides. This is my first one. He was like sick when I got him, but he's alive, you know. He out here living. So here, this pothos is like the miracle plant. So I had a moment where I wanted to car camp, and I got all my car set up for camping. Like a little twin mattress fit perfectly in the back, and I also wanted to have a plant naturally, so I had this guy in there, but it was horrible conditions. Like is the heat of the summer, so he just absolutely fried in my car. And I'm telling you, all of his leaves were like wilted black. Like these are the ones that he was originally. All the green alive leaves now are completely new since, which is crazy that he bounced back so fast. Basically right when I got him inside and taken care of, he started popping out new growth and completely came back. And he definitely looked like he was a dead plant the time when I found him. So, but he's completely come back, and that's just crazy. Like, pothos are crazy. Plants are crazy. Like, they want to live, obviously, because this guy, I was almost 100% sure he was dead, but I felt bad for doing him dirty the way I did, so I kept him around, and he started putting out new leaves. So, and he's back. Okay, I'm running out of breath. I feel like I've been talking for forever. So, I have, pothos just grow so fast, you guys. They just grow up so fast. But here's another neon pothos. Chillin'. He's very full and luscious and has quite a few longer vines. Here's my bird of paradise. Such beautiful big leaves. Oh my god. Like, what? What? I can have you in my house and you won't. Like, what? What? I will. Then I have this guy needs a better home, but I'm trying to reorganize my plants. This is a thimble cactus, I think is what they're called. If you want cactus but you hate all the spiky pokies stuck in your finger, this is the one for you. It doesn't have all those little ones Opuntias have, and it doesn't have the big painful one. I don't know. It's a good cactus, and repotting it is not like a near-death experience. Here I have my Alocasia black stem. He just put out this new leaf, and I'm so happy. Oh my gosh. This guy, whenever this guy puts out a new leaf, it's an ordeal, you guys. But I'm actually going to be transferring him to Leca, probably tonight. So I want to see how he's going to go. If you have any experience transferring Alocasia to Leca, please leave any tips you have in the comments below. I would greatly appreciate it. So behind him was that one plant that I didn't know what it was, but they get tree and bark-like. When they get older, you can see he's starting to get like very woody. And also the one that when he has more sunlight, like he has more purpley leaves. But I don't know if you can see him. He's pretty big there. I have another spider plant, a larger fella, just darker leaves, doesn't have like the white borders. I have this, somebody needs some howdy. This Autumn Embers begonia. Looks a lot more red in this lighting, but this is the autumn embers. They're just, I don't know if it's just because of the name, but they are one of my favorite begonias. Like in the light, you can kind of see like little gem, like red reflex. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it in this light, but in sunlight it's that way. If you ever have the chance to see one in person, like look at their leaves under the sun, you will not regret it. I love them. And I love how begonia you can propagate from literally one leaf. I think that's crazy. Here I have a large pot of African violets. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, I think in here, 4 or 5. Which maybe isn't the best idea to plant so many African violets in one pot, but it's easy for me to take care of because it's just one pot to keep track of. And the pot's bigger, so it needs watered less often, like it can retain water better. And I'm excited to see all of them bloom again, like all the different colors. I think that is going to be amazing if they bloom again. So, yeah. Okay, moving up here is like kind of my succulent area. I'm not real good with succulents, but I have blue moonstone in here. I have like sea aloe, like this teddy bear or panda plant, something like that. I think it's the teddy bear. And then I have just some other guys in here that are propagating, along with a bunch of succulent leaves that are also propagating. Here is the babies from that one plant that was in the pumpkin planter with the scarecrow too. Aloe. Here's a jade plant. You guys, I'm out of breath. Over here is a struggling mother of thousands, but you know, she's coming back. I planted her in a pot that wasn't too great for her, so I recently replanted her, and yeah, she's just a lot thirstier of a succulent, so I always forget about her when. Alright, here's my Prince of Orange. Their leaves remind me of the what are they, like the fruit roll-ups, but that aren't the like fruit by the foot, the ones that are just like the square rectangular roll-up things. Like the feel and the shine, it makes me want them so bad. But anyways, that's my philodendron Prince of Orange. Here's some more sea aloe. I don't know what this guy is. I don't remember what this guy is either. I actually looked it up, but it like almost looks like pickle plant. You won't be able to tell in the camera, but it's not. It's like a type of succulent, but it has all these like really, I don't think you're gonna be able to tell with the camera, little hairy weird dudes on it. Here is my mother cobweb spiderwort Tradescantia. Jumping down here, I have a Buddha's temple, like a crassula fella, if I'll focus on him. Cactus, another I'm sorry, I'm bad with cacti names. I do not know. More cacti. More cacti. And then this is a variegated apunti, I think, or variegated something, I don't know. Some type of variegated cactus fella. He does have his fake flowers still on there from Lowe's. Darn you, Lowe's. I just have not gotten the chance to take it off yet, and he's fine. He's living with it on, so. Here's my little propagation box for my variegated string of hearts. Here is, whew, out of breath, string of rubies. I don't know if you can see that okay. She's fine. She's doing good. Oh, her purple vines are just so pretty. She needs water pretty bad though. Then I have a string of dolphins. It's got a really long vine here. Like look how dense he is down there. But yeah. This is so dark. I'm so sorry. Next to it I have a rickrack cactus. He's fun, a fun fella. And then here, I have a Manjula pothos. They're just such a pretty variety, just the shape of their leaves and everything. This one actually needs water really bad, but so do all the rest of the plants you've seen. So here's a chroma. This is blue moonstones. And this is actually a chroma, but he was out of the sun for a while, so he's lost a lot of his like chrome color. I don't know. This is a Eve's Crest cactus or something like that. Here is a type of Echeveria. I do not know what type it is, but she's got a big old baby there. And then here's some variegated jade, or ghost jade. Yeah, I think that's it for this room. Here is the last room here, which is like the laundry room, which just has a little window. This is my boyfriend's Sansevieria snake plant. I got that for him. He's really good about watering it too and like telling when it needs water. So proud. Here's another cactus with a fake flower on it that I still haven't taken the fake flower off, but I'm pretty sure this is the like blue candle cactus question mark. And then I have two more of the spiky aloe. Oh, okay, you guys, holy crap. I feel like we've lost so much sunlight since I started this video. It's also been raining, so I picked a great day to film this because it is so dark. But yeah, there we have it. That is my plant tour video. If you have any questions, I actually feel like I have skipped so many plants on accident. I feel like I've been filming this for so long, I don't even know what I've said and haven't said. So anyways, that is my plant tour video. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments down below. Tell me about your plants. Let's talk plants in the comments because obviously I'm making plant videos. I like to talk about plants. But yeah, thanks for sticking along with this video. If you made it this far, comment your favorite horror movie down below because you're a real one and I trust you to pick out a good horror movie. So, or video game, either one. I just finished Silver Chains. But anyways, yeah, thank you so much for watching this little plant tour, and I'm excited to finally have my first plant tour up because it is long overdue. So yes, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one if you watch it.